Good evening, guys. I hope you are all doing well, staying at home safe. Here's our first online class. I will explain everything from A to Z in the videos. By the end of each video, if you find something difficult to understand or have a question, please feel free to ask me and I will answer you as soon as possible. Today, we are going to explain section number 3 in chapter 29, the sense. The human body have 5 senses: hearing, touch, taste, smell. These senses relies on a specialized sensory organ, the ears, eyes, skin, tongue, and nose. When your brain receives information from your sense organ, it triggers response that help you to maintain homeostasis. Your sensory organ help to protect you and also affect you how you behave. If smells, for example, if the food smells rotten, so you will choose something else to eat. If you feel cold, you may put on a sweater or coat. Also, in a dim or light, the size of the pupil of your eyes might change. We have 5 different types of sensory receptors help humans to detect different stimuli. The first one, which is known as photoreceptors, sense light. Mechanoreceptors, which they are response to the pressure, movement, and tension. The third one, which is known as thermoreceptors, monitor the temperature. Chemoreceptors, which detect the chemicals that they are dissolved in fluid. And the last one is the pain receptor, which is respond to the external heat, cold, pressure, and to the chemicals that they are released by damaged tissue. Well, vision. Human relies on vision more than any of other senses. In fact, the eye contains about 70% of all the sensory receptors in the body. When the light enters the eyes through the pupils, the iris controls the size of the pupil. As you see here, there is the pupil and here is the iris. The eye can let in the right amount of light. First, light passes through the cornea. Where the cornea it is a clear layer that protects the eye, then it is passed through the lens. This lens focuses the lights on the retina, where it stimulates the photoreceptors, which they are called rod cells and cone cells. This is the magnifications for the rod cells and the cone cells. The rod cells sense for the brightness of the light, so it can see black and white, while the cone cells detect the color. That means that the rod cells work better in low light and cone cells work better in bright light. That's why it's hard to see colors in the dark. The red cells and the cone cells produce nerve impulses. This is the nerve impulses, moves along a bundle of axons which form the optic nerve. They form together the optic nerve. This nerve carries the impulses to the brain, which imprinted them as images. The second sense is hearing. As you can see here in this figure, this is the ear, which mainly contain outer ear, middle ear, and inner ear. When the sound enters the ear through the pinna, which is the part of the ear that you can see, the pinna funnels vibration into the auditory canal. This one is known as the auditory canal, where the sound waves strike the eardrum. This is the eardrum. After they strike the eardrum, it makes it vibrate, where vibration enters the. After this, it amplified through 3 small bones these three small bones, which they are known as malleus, incus, and stapes. And then after this vibration entered the cochlea, where it is a snail shaped like, this is a snail shaped like groups of canals. It holds fluids and hair cell which contain mechanoreceptors, and it is used to detect the vibration. These vibrations move the fluids in the cochlea, which makes the hair cell bend. The hair cells sense electrical impulses through the auditory nerve to the brain. The brain interprets these impulses as sound. The ear also has organs that regulate the balance. Balance, it is controlled by an organ in the inner ear, which it is called semicircular canals. When your head moves, fluids inside this similar canal, in the semicircular canals, it moves. The movement bends the cilia on the hair cell in the canal. As cilia bend, they generate impulses that they are transmitted to the brain. Well, both your nose and tongues contain receptors that can sense molecules that they are dissolved in liquid or become a vapor or gas in the air. When chemical molecules enter your nose, they dissolve in the mucus and they are detected by olfactory cells. The receptors in your tongue, as a part of your taste buds, as a substance dissolves in your saliva, the receptors sense it and send the electrical impulses to the brain. Although your tongue can only detect 5 basic tastes, sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and savory, your brain interprets combinations of these complex flavors. Well, the skin contains receptors that detect touch, temperature, and pain. Touch is sensed by mechanoreceptors that detect pressure, movement, and tension. Generally, we can say that the skin has 2 general types of mechanoreceptors. One, which it is used to detect the gentle touch, and they are located in the upper layer of the skin, while the other receptor that it can recognize heavy pressure, they are found deeper in the skin. Temperature and pain. Temperature and pain, they are detected by thermoreceptor and pain receptors. The thermoreceptors detect heat and cold, while the pain receptors detect chemicals that they are released by damaged cells. Some pain receptors detect sharp pains, such as the pain that you would feel by steeping the nail. Other pain receptors, they can detect blunt or throbbing pain that was caused by a wound. Thank you.